the New York Knicks in Game 5 of the second season. Let's see what happens. This should be interesting.
That's our number 11.
Hello and welcome, everyone. Thanks so much for joining us on this Tuesday night edition of the NBA on 2K Sports. And tonight, it'll be the New York Knicks going up against the Toronto Raptors. I'm Kevin Harlan here with Greg Anthony and Tim Legler, along with our reporter, Allie LaForce. And a look here at the scoring trend over the last several months for Mikal Bridges.
Look, sometimes you go up, sometimes down, and the trend has been on the downward side in terms of his average points per game. And a variety of factors can be the culprit. And a lot of times you focus on the efficiency more than just pure point output.
Here are the five for the Raptors. In at the forwards, Ingram and Barnes. The guard spots filled by Quickly and Barrett. And it's Towns in at the five. For the Knicks, Hart is out there with Anunoby. Then it's Jalen Brunson. Then it's Mikal Bridges. And it's Pirtle in at the five, roaming the paint. So, Toronto wins the tip. So, Legs, here we are at the very beginning of an NBA season. Were you a quick starter, or did you have to build up as the season went on?
Well, Kevin, I didn't have a choice. I always tried to come into training camp in the best shape of anybody in there. I wasn't going to run around too many guys, so I had to run away from them. I learned that early in my career. But, you know, sometimes you don't necessarily shoot the ball well out of the gate. That really was season by season.
And even though he didn't get a piece of that shot, you love the pressure he puts on the shooter.
And sometimes that's all you need to do to force that miss.
Now here's Towns, quickly with a wide open look. And the three off target.
I'm surprised he missed that one. He is a dangerous guy to leave open.
Here's Brunson, and he could not get that one to go. A lot of contact, and he'll go to the line for two.
And there is a lot to like about Jalen Brunson's game. He pays attention to the details.
Second-round pick back in 2018. Stardom wasn't expected for Jalen Brunson, but he's always been a winner.
You look at his physical attributes, nothing jumps out at you, but it's all between the ears with him. The skill, the footwork, the vision, that's what makes him elite.
And G.A., you started your career with the Knicks. What memories do you have from your time in New York?
Well, after winning a championship in college, it was great to play for a team in the NBA that had similar aspirations. So many great veterans to learn from and a Hall of Fame coach.
So he makes one of two as the second one misses. So here we are, Greg, looking at this roster of the Raptors. What is the path to contention?
Well, perhaps an opening in the East for them to make a move. Going from good to great, it's tougher. It will require them to develop or acquire some superstar talent.
Welcome to Game 5 of Season 2. That is looking to win with the Raptors. Hopefully this will be a good game. If you like to help this man out.
Pirtle is a good man to call on.
Quickly the pass to Towns. It's rebounded by New York. Their last meeting was in this building where they were able to come out on top.
Not a close contest either. The last time they got together, everyone in the rotation played solid, and the bench was the difference.
And it means they will go deep into their bench again. It worked in the last matchup. Might as well spread more minutes around.
Nimble inside play by Bridges, working his way to a close-range shot.
Pass to Towns. Ingram attacking. And Pirtle pulls it down.
Yeah, trying to get going here, but that's an offer for the first five here to start the game.
Now Bridges. Pirtle with a screen on Ingram. And the dunk by Pirtle.
And right now, they're just focused on putting together good possession.
It's really a team effort out there right now, which is great to see. No one wants to be the weak link.
Barnes sets a screen for Ingram. Dunk by Ingram.
An effortless flush that time by Ingram. It's so easy for him to get to the rim.
Here's Brunson. And he drops in the layup off the glass.
Yeah, another nice bucket down low. They've really been able to work the ball into the post effectively here so far.
Now here's Towns. He had an 18-point outing in their last game against the Cavaliers in Cleveland.
And we need to mention the impact he had on the defensive side as well. He blocked a couple shots and altered others.
Now, Anunoby. After Brandon Ingram missing on that last three-pointer.
Very dangerous to leave a guy like that open. Lucky break there for the defense.
Shooting foul as the whistle blows. He'll shoot 2 free throws. And having started in a 6-man role in New York, Tim Emmanuel quickly has been handed the keys in Toronto.
Well, he certainly has, Kevin, and he's got the contract to match it. You talk about confidence and determination to prove yourself. That sums up quickly.
And timeout called by Darko Rajakovic. Coach is going to take a few minutes to regroup and go over the strategy. And the Raptors making a change here. Shed's checked in. A free throw drops for Quickly.
And something I've noticed about Emmanuel Quickly is how much his passing has improved and his movement off the ball. He's just a much smarter player than when he first came into the league.
And Quickly drops them both. And so here is New York. Now here's Brunson. 29 points for him last game against Atlanta.
And one of the big ways he came through was at the foul line. They couldn't contain him. He was equally effective at scoring baskets as well as getting to the line.
Here's Barnes, following the score by Jakob Poeltl. Here's Towns. Nice shot from 10 feet out.
This is why they will go to him often. He's going to take and make shots.
It's time to send it over now to our reporter, Allie LaForce.
Earlier I spoke with Mike Brown. When Karl Anthony Towns was brought up, Coach immediately chimed in, saying, yeah, the thing about Towns is the sheer size that he brings. Our guys will have to be physical and make him uncomfortable around the basket to have success. Physicality and aggressiveness will be the key. Back over to you.
And as always, Allie, great job. Thank you. Here's Towns, and he comes up with the deuce.
And we just saw Cat at his best, pounding the paint, finishing near the rim.
And so Mike Brown calls a timeout. He's going to take this chance to talk to his guys. And Tim, of the teams that were not in the playoffs or even in the play-in last season, you can make a case the Raptors, among many teams, that have a lot of potential to get there this year.
Yeah, I agree, and you could also put the Spurs in that conversation too. But if you're just looking at the East, the Raptors could easily climb back into relevance as their young talent develops.
So New York ends up going with the new group. McBride passes to Sohan. Jacks up a three. And the Knicks miss again. They can trade 2 for 1 here.
Would be the right move, I believe, right now.
Walter, good.
Very difficult to stop team play when the ball's moving. Excellent find with the pass to create that scoring opportunity.
To the paint. Here's Robinson in the corner. Shamet with it. Back to Robinson. And finished off by Robinson.
Nice there, getting the reverse. Love that. And the fans got a little bit of a show there.
Guys, that one definitely had a little something extra on it. Here's Quickly. There's the triple. Headshot, no good. And that concludes the first quarter of play. Knicks out front, up by 5. And we'll be back shortly for the start of the second quarter. And hope you've enjoyed the broadcast so far, halfway through the first half in this one. And what do you guys think so far about the offensive approach for the Knicks?
And right from the jump, they've been working hard to establish themselves inside, using agility and power to get shots in the paint.
And their ball movement has been next level. When your team is playing unselfishly like this, that is tough to beat.
Setting the floor for the Raptors. You've got Emmanuel quickly. And it's Walter in at the small forward position. 6 to shoot. Pass to Mamu Kelishvili. Buries the long-range jumper.
I love the ball movement there. He put that on a silver platter. Just served him up.
Here's Diawara. And here is Shem. And right away, they match it with a three-pointer of their own. Shamit's got the lead back up to 7 now for New York. And with the trend great toward a faster pace, do you miss watching those grinded-out half-court battles that enthralled millions during the Jordan era?
Well, I miss playing more than anything, but as far as watching, the game for me is as good as it's ever been.
Drills it from outside.
Year in and year out, Quickly's three-point shooting has been very consistent.
And so Mike Brown calls a timeout. He made the decision to huddle up with his guys and talk about strategy. Both teams will make substitutions. And while we've got this moment here, now let's take a look at last season's leaders in converting turnovers into points. In third, the Knicks.
And they turned all those mistakes into points at the other end. That aggressive style really yielding big dividends.
And here in the second with about a minute and a half gone by. Here's Brunson. A rebound by Shed. Raptors trail by 4. Faster quickly. Here's Shed. Here's Murray Boyle. Defended by McBride. Left side, Barrett. A three-pointer, no good.
Well, the defense should consider themselves lucky there because he's not usually one to miss those kinds of looks.
Right now, let's take a second to catch up with Allie LaForce on the sidelines.
Thank you. OG Anunoby is so disruptive. He's led the league in steals. And he said, I want to be the defensive player of the year. I've always thought I was the best defender in the league. I'm athletic enough, strong enough, and smart enough to defend every single position. Guys, back to you.
Very confident. Thanks so much for the report, Allie. And Toronto has possession after Jalen Brunson missed it on that last three-pointer. It'll go, and the Knicks lead is cut down now to just 2 on the basket from Quickly.
That's really pretty. The mid-range from Quickly, I love it.
Brunson, the bounce pass. New York moving it around. Robinson a screen on Barrett. Anunoby passes to Robinson. And it's Robinson with the jam.
Just no chance there for the defense. Major size disadvantage. He's got no business trying to stop that slam. Just get out of the way.
And timeout called by Darko Rajakovic. This now will give him a chance to discuss some potential changes. Hurdle is checked in for Robinson. Quarter number 2, around 3 minutes gone by. Onside, Barrett. Pass to Towns. Here's Murray Boyle for 3. And again, no good by Toronto. Now Brunson. Back to Anunoby. Now Brunson over quickly, and Brunson the basket on the assist by Anunoby.
And he has become deadly from that in-between area. Brunson as efficient on the midi as anybody.
Here's Ingram, and the layup is good. Ingram's got his second bucket of the night.
And that's the shot they were looking for, right under the hoop.
So, Tim, we were just talking about Brandon Ingram. Just how impactful of a player is he at this stage of his career?
Well, he's very talented, Kevin, and he's got great length for a wing. The biggest thing for him has been his health. But when he's good to go, there is no question he's a major factor.
And so it's Ingram who brings up the ball for the Toronto Raptors. 6-point game. Towns a screen on Anunoby. And Towns throws it down.
And forget those threes, Cat. Get the easy one.
Pass to McBride. Back to Brunson. Now here is Pirtle, defended by Towns. Nice shot by Pirtle.
Well, the defense was ready for him, but Pirtle went right through it to finish.
Count it.
And their shots are falling now with more regularity than we saw at first.
The Knicks leading by 4. McBride passes to Anunoby. Pass to Pirtle. It's Hart on the wing. Pirtle sets the pick for home. He clangs that one off the back iron, and down it falls. Hart's got his first basket of the night. Brunson against quickly for 3. Ingram hits it from three-point range.
Well, he's starting to get into a rhythm now after a rough first quarter.
Brunson outside. McBride on the wing. Over Barrett. McBride's shot is off. And here's quickly for 3. And some good action through the first 2 quarters as we reach halftime. Knicks lead by 3. We'll see you back here after the break for third quarter basketball.
Welcome to halftime. First up, let's check out what games are tipping off tonight. It'll be the 76ers against the Celtics in Boston. 7 p.m. Eastern time for tip-off.
It's one to watch, kind of a heavyweight matchup.
That's my favorite.
And guys, how about the Raptors? Involved in a very competitive matchup right now.
I've seen more stops in All-Star games. What do they call the guys? Oh yeah, Matador defense. They just let scorers go by.
Ole, ole, ole.
And that concludes halftime. Now time to send it over to Kevin Harlan as the game's about to resume.
Second half of basketball upon us. We may be in for an exciting finish based on how close of a game it's been so far. A fantastic game from Jakob Poeltl in this one.
Yeah, and early on, he has been feasting in the paint, and you have to think they're going to keep feeding the big fella.
When he gets the ball this deep and establishes position, now it's a matter of getting to his go-to moves that he loves.
New York leading by 3. Jakob Poeltl out there with Josh Hart. Then it's OG Anunoby. Then it's Jalen Brunson. And it's Bridges in at the shooting guard. That's the group for Mike Brown as we get going here in the second half. Now, here's Barrett. Jalen Brunson missing his last shot. Barrett against Bridges. Now, here's Barrett. He's covered closely, and the rebound goes to the Knicks. Poeltl's got 4 rebounds now tonight. To the middle. Here's Hart. Misses the layup. Raptors trail by 3. Onside, Barrett. Back to Barnes for the tie, and he's good on the 3-ball. Barnes has got himself on the board with 3 there.
He was ready, and Barnes wasted no time firing that jumper.
That one falls, and the Knicks lead by 2.
It's a great move, and he catches the defense completely off guard.
Well, getting a high percentage look right out of the locker room to start the second half. Exactly what they were looking for.
Now, here's Anunoby. He has yet to score. Brunson up top, quickly covering, and Barnes sends it back. And it's out of bounds to New York. They'll retain possession. And right now, let's watch that terrific swat.
And guys, that is lockdown defense at its finest. Going right at the shot and then able to knock it away.
Over a minute and a half into the third quarter of action. On the clock, Brunson fires from way outside.
This is definitely not how they envisioned starting the second half.
He's tried to get it going, but the shots simply have not been there. Nothing seems to be falling.
And Towns gets it to go.
A prolific inside scorer since his first day in the league. Towns gets the job done down low.
You know, Tim, we see a lot of talented wings in this NBA. Where does R.J. Barrett separate himself?
Well, he's very difficult when he puts it on the deck, Kevin. He's got some moves, and he's got an array of finishes, both the layup package, or he can pound it on your head.
Here's Towns. Buries it down low. Towns has got the game tied up here for the Raptors.
And I'll tell you, offense comes really easy to Big Cat.
And so Mike Brown calls a timeout. Coach needs a moment to talk things over.
And let's check out some of the numbers here on Karl Anthony Towns. Last season, he played outstanding. 12th in scoring. And he was also extremely dependable behind the three-point line, finishing the season among the top 20 in three-point percentage.
And looking back at last season, his complete dominance on the boards to rank number 2 overall. Absolutely remarkable. Now here's Brunson. He has 5. New York moving the ball around. Bridges for 3. It's hauled in by the Raptors.
Just enough coverage to bother that three-point attempt.
Barrett wide open. He fires. Basket is good. The assist from Barnes.
Yeah, that's too good a look to get there from behind the arc.
Bridges deciding where to go with it. Pirtle with a screen on Barrett. Bridges finds Pirtle. Lays it up and in off the pretty assist. Pirtle's got 6 here in this quarter.
Well, right now, Pirtle has the hottest hand on the floor. They should just keep feeding the big guy.
Hart the pass to Bridges. To the left side wing. Pirtle, high post. Towns on him. Pirtle up top. 16 points for him. Bridges misses. And so quickly will bring it up for the Raptors. Their defense has only allowed 6 points in the second half. Hart the pass to Pirtle. And the dunk by Pirtle.
Yeah, no hesitation that time by Pirtle. Never shy about scoring.
The Raptors have gone 4 of 6 from the field since the start of the third. And timeout called by Darko Rajakovic. He's going to make some adjustments to the game plan. As we canvass the league and look at the landscape, some tremendous young talent on the wing, Tim. Who might be the best wing player 5 years down the road, sir?
Well, I'm looking at Anthony Edwards right now because of the skill, the athletic ability, and then the competitive desire. I think he wants to be great. You'd also look at guys like Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown, certainly. And then you've got a guy like Cade Cunningham in Detroit, who hasn't even started to scratch the surface.
Boy, you've made a great list of guys right there, for sure. Now here's Ingram. He has 7. Pass to Shed. The kick out to Barnes. No good from outside. The Knicks with the lead. Let's check in now with our Allie Lepores, who's got a story for us. Allie?
Thanks, guys. Raptors head coach Darko Rajakovic wants his team to be very competitive on the defensive end. He said, quote, covering for each other, protecting the paint, taking away corner threes, and making a team effort. Everybody's got to chip in. Back to you.
All for one. Allie Lepores with the report. Hey, Allie, thanks. Now Ingram. After OG Anunoby missed from long range. A three from quickly. That one doesn't go.
And at this point, the defense is daring him to shoot.
Anunoby, good. Anunoby's got his first bucket of the night.
And they're beginning to just flat out fall apart defensively right now, especially on the interior.
Pass to Towns. That's a 2 from Barnes. And he can't stop this drought. Another miss. Anunoby has the open look. Karl Anthony Towns with the rebound. Towns has got 5 rebounds tonight. Quickly the pass to Barnes. Releases. And the Raptors miss again.
Well, I'm not sure if he was surprised to be that wide open, but something got him out of focus.
And that one, good.
Every time they get scored on during this run, it's come from inside the paint.
Ingram with it. A shot. No good. Not good, Pirtle. He's feeling it tonight, and he's been the driving force for New York. He notched 8 points in the quarter and has that terrific basketball instinct on display. Back right after this. Well, this has been a great contest so far. I imagine the fourth quarter could have even more action in store for us. On the court for Toronto to start the fourth. Perimeter pairing, Barrett and Ingram. And it's Shed in at the point guard position.
And they haven't been able to turn it into a big lead, but their rebounding advantage is starting to add up. Yeah, I mean, maybe could have tried for a more memorable dunk than that.
And we know he's capable of those memorable ones. Now here's Ingram. Lays it up and banks it in.
And there you're looking at a big forward with an elite handle, and that time Ingram created enough space off the dribble.
Pass to Shamet. Lets it go with a 3. It's rebounded by Barrett. Barrett's got his 4th rebound in this one. Shed, that's good. Shed's got his first points in this one.
And that's about the worst defense I can imagine a team playing coming down the stretch.
Well, I'm surprised because he's a guy you have to key on for something like that. You can't let him hit one that easy.
Now here's Brunson. Outworking the defense again, Brunson.
The plan of attack is obvious. Get the ball inside and go strong to the rim.
Ingram outside. And it's Shamet with the rebound.
Now, he was bothered just enough to miss that shot. That's good work by the defense.
Brunson the pass to Robinson. Here's McBride. Garrett covering. Shamet. Pass to Hakordi. Shamet. Offline with his 3.
And they're winning this game despite his difficulties at the offensive end.
Now here's Ingram. He's covered by Shamet. And he gets the basket. Officials blowing the whistle, so a chance at the line for one more. And a moment here to take a look at the scoring breakdown for New York.
And guys, how about the unselfishness and all about working that ball around, shifting the defense, and just seeking out the best shot.
And they've also done an outstanding job scoring in the paint, getting close looks and just pounding them inside.
Now we'll hear from Allie Lepores, and she's got a story for us. An update. Allie?
I was able to listen in on what Darko Rajakovic was going over with his team. He pleaded with his guys to keep their emotions in check, saying, you're battling right now. Continue to play smart. Don't try to be a hero out there. Play for one another. Guys, let's see what happens.
And Allie, thanks so much.
And honestly, the one thing that's held Brandon Ingram back is health. And at this stage of his career, if he is able to play, he is going to be a huge factor.
Raptors trail by 3. Good ball movement here by the Raptors. That's good from Barnes on the assist by Towns.
And that was the right call. When you need a basket, go to the guys you trust the most.
Yeah, when you're coming down the stretch, you don't want any wasted possession.
And again, it's the Knicks missing. And so quickly, we'll bring it up for the Raptors. Pass to Ingram. Right side Towns. Here's Ingram. And out of bounds as the Knicks gain possession. The Knicks have gone 2 of 7 from the field in what's been a cold start to the fourth quarter for them. Brunson can't get it to go. The Raptors have gotten 4 of their 6 shots to fall so far here in the fourth. A pretty nice efficiency there. Pirtle there for the rebound.
So far, he hasn't done a lot of damage from 3. Only had that 1 in the first half.
It's Brunson at point-blank range.
And he lives for the moment. Brunson playing his best during crunch time. And this is why he's a go-to option. Towns enjoys getting the chance to come up big for his team.
Now Pirtle. Here's Bridges. Pocket 6. Good! Lays it right in there.
Oh, a major factor in those 2021 finals. Bridges growing more and more comfortable in the big moment.
Now here's Ingram. Towns. No good. A minute 42 left in the fourth quarter of this one. Now Pirtle. Big time move inside.
Well, that was a big spot, and Pirtle was not afraid of the moment.
Ingram against Anunoby. Ingram deciding where to go with it. Puts it up. Cleared away by Hart. And so it's Hart who brings up the ball for the New York Knicks. Leading by 5. Here we got Brunson. Pirtle. Nice use of the glass on the finish.
And this is where Pirtle has great value to his team. Offensive rebound, just hanging around the glass.
And Darko Rajakovic calls timeout. Clearly, he's got something his players need to hear. And immediately. Here's Barrett. Outside Ingram. 46 seconds left in the fourth quarter. To shoot. Pirtle there for the rebound. They're in good position here to ride it out.
Certainly. If they just play smart, this game's over.
That one popped.
Saw the opportunity to put this away, and you can see the killer instinct take over.
They are playing with so much confidence. They've been clutch all the way around.
So it's New York picking up the win. even early on in this one, it seemed like they were happy to be playing at home tonight.
And it makes a big difference. Once they started to really play in rhythm, you never felt like they had any doubts as to whether or not they were going to win.
Thank you for joining us. That'll do it for now. For Tim Legler, Greg Anthony, and Allie LaForce, I'm Kevin Harlan. This is the NBA on 2K Sports. And as we leave you, let's take a look at our player of the game, Jakob Poeltl.